And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I will be with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 10 minutes after the 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique. Indeed, it's always wonderful to be here with you, to speak and interact directly with you, and to hear from you as well. First of all, we'd like to apologize for not being on last night. It was definitely due to no fault of our own here at Talking Points. As you all may or may not know, there was an internet outage on the entire island last night. Yeah. And we have fiber line. Fiber line, you could get through that, but no, we don't have fiber line. So we had no internet last night. We were all well and ready to go with a program for you, but we were looking to see if the internet would come back, and instead of getting better, it got worse by the time 7 o'clock hit. So there was no way that we could have come with the program last night. So we do apologize. We know, especially those of you outside of Grenada, you put your schedule around being able to be there to view the program. And we do apologize for that. We were set up, everything was ready to go. The only problem was that we had no internet service, so we could not broadcast, because we do not broadcast via terrestrial. We broadcast via digital, via radio. And so, all right, folks, we want to say a special good night to the listeners via Noise Radio. Yeah, Wade, good night to you and the crew, man. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night tonight out there. Wade, is you that message? Yeah, all right, nice. Yes, Mr. Handsome, good night to you, Papa. Good night, Mr. Handsome. Nice. Yeah, Wade, yeah, man, a special good night to you, bro. Hope everything is going all well. And okay, let me see if it's Wade that message me there. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, right. He tell me check a link, Wade. You know better than that. You had to tell me check that link before. I can't check that link now. Oh, you expect me to check that link? No, boy. Well, you put it on Twitch. You put Talking Points on Twitch. All right, nice. Right. So thank you so very much, sir. So we on Twitch too. All right, nice. Yeah. Somebody's telling me they're hearing an echo. I am wondering where that echo could be coming from. Let me see. Is anyone else hearing that echo? Let me see. I'm not seeing messages here. Only one person. So they may have on two devices or something. But I am not seeing a next message saying that. So, listener, you may have to double check see if you have on two devices or so. I just seen a yes. Is that a yes, you're hearing an echo, or yes, you're not hearing an echo? And Camille Teresa Scott, we had to hear from you tonight. I know you wanted to call last night, so we hope you call. And to my good friend that just messaged, no, you didn't miss the program last night. We didn't have program last night. No way in Grenada had internet last night. Yeah? Somebody was messaging you on your device, and you're getting it like later down. So I wonder why some folks are hearing an echo and others are not hearing it. I have no idea. I honestly, I have no idea why that may be happening. Yeah. Some are saying yes, some are saying no. So I'm not sure why that is happening. Let me see if I could check a setting here and see if that might be able to tell me why that could be happening. Let me see here. Let me put this on. Yeah. Not hearing no echo. There's somebody in Carriacou not hearing the echo. Yeah. I don't know. Some folks are getting it, some folks are not getting it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it might be the type of system that you're using. I did change some cables which we were getting some noise from, so I don't know if it's that causing that problem for some folks. those of you having that problem, try restarting, yeah? When I say not your device, I just try restarting, yeah. Someone is saying they're hearing something. Yeah, there is a fan in the background around that are cooking inside here, you know. I've been facing away from me, just trying to get a breeze on me because believe me, around that are cooking inside here. It's hot. When I tell you hot, hot. But I can see if I can get that shifted a little away. Just give me a second there. Let me see if I can get that shifted. Camille Teresa Scott, I'm still trying. I wonder if I could reach Camille, boy. Let me see if I could reach Camille. Yeah, I go try to call her. Let me hope, because I know yesterday she had a kind of situation and I want to call her early on that particular one. So let's see if we can reach Camille, yeah? Yeah, let's see if we can reach Camille because she had a kind of situation and I need to get an update. I did tell her I would come in town today, but I was not able to go in town. So let's see if we get Camille.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night, Camille. How you doing?
And there, I sit down in front of the TV, you know. Right. And good night to the Grenadian people. Everybody, good night.
Can we get back the cameras?
No. And one of the mothers have an attitude tonight. Everybody. Have an attitude and talking a set of stupidness in my head. So I had to tell her, I say, I'll leave it to the police. One of the mothers have an attitude tonight. Yeah.
So give us a rundown, exactly what took place, because some of the listeners want to know exactly what took place.
Yeah, yes. Somebody had to help me get that on. Let me explain what happened. What took place? Because some of the listeners what happened is, Mr. Scott, I save up a little money. Every day I put in $5 in a pan. Mm-hmm. Because since they start to pick me breadfruit, pick me coconut, and one day I see my window break in the back of the house, in one of the bedrooms. And I didn't have money to buy back that window. So I nailed it up with some board. So I realized that people messing around. I save up, and I sent $500 to the United States to get a camera for me. And I have this camera here. I even asked you, Sheldon, at time if you could get somebody to hook it up. All you asked, they refusing. But anyhow, I see a young man passing one morning, and I know he come and set me on TV for me. So I say, I have a camera there. I want to put it up. You could do that kind of work. He tell me, Mr. I have my job. And we make a dent, he go come. And the child did come. He put up one on the little shop in the yard that is facing the road. And he put one in the veranda that is upstairs. And he tell me I could sit down in the terminal and I could put it on and I could see all what's going on around me, surrounding in the house. So what happened now? He came back and he trimmed the trees that was bearing it. And then when I go back down to St. George's that morning, I seen the house. I seen everything. I seen all cars passing, people talking and listening to them. I say, right. But yesterday morning I left early because I didn't go anywhere for the independent, not a place. I sleep on the whole independent. I couldn't even go in Grand Mall. Sheldon, yes, I met the guy and they was watched come and rake me yard and stuff. Cut a bunch of pig and blow up on me. And we put it in a bag and I leave it downstairs. And I leave all it to get a bus to bring me in town. But when I reach in St. George's there, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Whole morning I'm feeling uncomfortable. So I put on the phone to see. I ain't seen nothing. I said, no, well, come on, go by me up there, boy. One man tell me, close up and go in your house now, girl. I close up and I come up when I reach. I ain't hearing, he just give a, he just, anytime you put your foot in the yard, he just make an alarm, he just think. I said, no. I said, what going on? Where the camera? I said, Roxanne. I said, Roxanne, where the camera? Roxanne said, he said, Miss Carmi, he had some children in your yard today. All of you tell them to come out in your place. I said, go upstairs and see the one there in the veranda. When he go upstairs, he bringing up my bag. He said, Miss Carmi, you're the one in the trailer, and then it pass out. So I sit down and I call my daughter. I say, I don't credit. Call the police for me. And then he tell me, Menera, I could see inside that woman's house. The man could see inside my house. That's to tell you how close we live. He tell me, the little boy, he's still a little boy in the yard. He have a camera in his hand. He have it in his vest. He say, where you get that? The little boy tell him, he going up. That's where they are the new houses. He going and bring that garage up. That is a man that has played the music right through till daylight. He does fix phone. So I said, where little boy there now? I go and call his mother. She doesn't talk to me. We don't talk about 10 years, you could say. But I call her. I say, look at what Roxanne telling me, miss. She sat to make a set of noise and say, oh God, she tired. She tired of that child. He doing all kind of things. She called the police for them to go with him. And all kind of things. I said, well, you have to try and get him, like, come and tell us. So when I go and see, I call him and say, come on, sit down here and tell me, where the camera? I call in the police. He telling me, don't know. The little boy, 13 years. 13 years. Tell me, where the camera? He don't want to talk. I want to question him. So when the police come, no, before the police come, I said, well, I go lock you up. And the police call and ask me the direction, so I give him the direction. The little boy go in the back, in the bush, in the next neighbor yard, and he come out with one camera. He tell me, so he give his mother. I say, I don't touch nothing. I give the mother take it and she have it in her hand. And saying, she don't know what to do him. She went by somebody, and the person tell her how they spoil him. And that little boy, that lady has some boy children, they giving her trouble. She dad. The dad called police on him. So I just pass me way straight. So then, Roxanne tell me, he say, Miss Carmi, not here alone. So the little boy start to talk. He say, two or the others. When the police come now, the police ask him how he climb up there to get it. He tell the police he break the shop door. He break the shop door and he go inside and he open the window and climb up on a chair. He was see how they do inside my shop with milk things that are store up all my clothes and things, and I bring down piece to sell. And he said he pull out the camera and he was going up to bring it up on the hill. I don't know if it's to sell or what. And he said two of the other two boys was with him. They go and they take the one and the step in the veranda. But the police tell him demonstrate how he break the place. He demonstrate and he tell them look what he do. And he said the other two gone up and he go up with the police. He go up with the police and get the other two boys. The next two one tell the police they don't know nothing about that. But all the people in the neighborhood around me say yes, they was in the yard. I didn't they. That's what the neighbors talk. And I say all the time, I'm calling and telling all you, keep all the children away from the yard. Now the police come, everybody telling me what's going on. So that is the thing.
So Cammy, the situation now is that you no longer have the cameras, and we see what's going on different places these days.
I don't have the camera.
And it's important for
And
Cammy
then-
to have that camera, folks. It's very important for her to have that camera.
Sheldon, you know what happened today? The police, they called me to go in CID. I had to take my time, get back my ride to drop me there, and I had to give them the whole story. So now they call again, just now they call to the guy that mounted up the camera for me to give them the code to open the camera to see who they go and take the one in the veranda. And the little boy mother have an attitude. Let them put him away. I don't want back the camera. I want a new camera because they're getting it. They're going to get that. Or the one they go with. I don't want it. They have to buy back a camera. That's what I want. If they know the three of them, when they open the camera and they find these people, they go see who come up here and take it and go with it. The parents, they have to put together, buy back me 2 cameras for me, install it back. And I will almost see them. If they
What
don't
I
do
would
that,
say is,
I have
Cammy,
no thing.
is in the interim though, your place is on, well, the bottom line is that you have to get back some cameras.
I'm begging anybody could check to with me, please. Because whole night I sit down. Look, once I was inside CID, the police and them come and tell me, one telling me, look, a prisoner just get away. A prisoner again. He said he was in the hospital and he run. He jumped. And up here, they always keeping. Sheldon, I want to take a picture. One of the journalists had to come to take a picture with the condition of the place. Or they break the window in the back of the house. They come inside my house.
The police,
and they go with army lunch and meat.
I remember that. I remember that one. Yeah. So what I would say, Cammy, because it's getting close to 8:30 now. But what I would say is this: you definitely need to get back cameras in your place as soon as possible, because before you put the camera, you were having break-ins and people going and cutting your banana, picking your breadfruit and thing, and going about their business. And now you had the cameras there and it happened. So I believe that you need to get back some cameras installed.
Anybody who is listening to me, please, all you get to and send don't give me, please. Because I don't want back that all. I will only want they find the police just call to speak to the man that see them and the other people who see them and the mother, these parents stand up and the lady cutting she neck. The child is 13 years. 13 years. 13 years. And she have all she falling she had in a cubo. She have all she breadfruit and she tree. She have everything. And while in the spoil she child. And she call the police many times. She son take she phone.
So
instead of she get pardon, he take she phone. And the little boy doing this and the little boy doing that. But the child say he was bringing up the phone, the camera by the man. So the police, when they open up the phone, the camera, they're going to get to see who come and take it and go with it.
Okay.
But I don't want it back. They have to install back. Otherwise, they will be tipping all the days of the night. And parents have to be blamed. Because for you to come and beg me pardon, you balling, you alone no paying for that. And your child name call. These people in the church, we are doing all the wrong things. Yes, Mr. Scott, that's all the time.
What we'll say now is that it is in the hands of the police. You'll keep us updated as to what is going on.
Yes,
anybody heading down and they know they could bring 2 cameras or a camera system for Cammy to set up so that she can
Sheldon, they could go and set me up there. They could go and bring the drugs and put it in the place. And they go say it's me.
Not only that.
Right?
We see what happened over the weekend. Well, that's the thing. We
Sheldon,
saw
they could
what
come and
happened.
rape me inside of here.
We saw what happened over the weekend, and we have to make sure that all our people are safe. Everybody. So anybody coming
Sheldon, they
down,
could come and rape me here.
help the
They could come
situation.
and rape me inside of here as an old woman. Hey, as an old woman, 68 years. All my life, I'm working hard. Every day I call in the radio and said, "Are you want anything? Ask." And the amount of people in Bushes, I don't help. That hurting me. The house one, I help them. I'm picking up the children in the morning and let the bus drop them to school. I'm paying for them. I'm paying to throw my garbage. I'm paying to rake me yard. I'm paying to plant. They doing me too much. They're doing me too much in this Bushes here. I'm paying for my land, you know. Everything. They're
Camille,
just stressing me. Yes.
Camille,
Good night.
no, not just good night, but let's just say by next week, I feel you will get two cameras.
I would appreciate that. I don't like
Might even be
nobody.
as soon as
But
this
I
weekend.
really need two.
Yeah.
So I could put back it to see who will come to kill me inside of here.
Yeah. So
I don't understand.
we got your back. Don't worry. I don't see
All right,
messages shooting across there, so I'll follow up
All
on
right,
them.
darling.
All right, we're there.
I'm sorry for these children. The parents that have them that way. Good night, Grenada day.
All right, Gabby.
Good night.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, folks. We were just speaking with Cami there. I know she had that situation. So I decided to, we had to contact her to find out exactly what took place there. Because it's oh, my goodness, February start like a oh boy. Yeah, because we have the situation now with the young lady, and on behalf of the Talking Points family, myself and the Talking Points family, we'd like to send our condolences to the family of the young lady that lost her life over the weekend. We'd like to send our condolences out to her family, her friends, her classmates, her workmates, everybody that she worked or studied along with, and indeed her family, her neighbors, everyone. It has been a seriously traumatizing event again for the nation. And again, it is a point in time that we have to check ourselves as a people, because we are the same people. When the United States put out their advisory just a few weeks ago, I was one of the people too. We said, no, the Americans, they know what they're talking about. Yeah, we are not that type of people, and the Americans don't know what they're talking about. And I still believe that we are not that type of people. There are elements who from time to time find themselves not just on the wrong side of the law, but even on the wrong side of history, the wrong side of our culture, because that is not of us. We don't do those kind of things. That is not Grenadians. We're not into that kind of thing. So as a society, we have to find out what is causing some of our young men and even young women to get involved in negative activities. Not just what that young man did, but some of the other negative activities that we've been hearing about. Instead of gallivanting around and this kind of thing as some people are want to do, we need to have people that understand that when these things are happening in your society, you don't just put on fancy clothes and say, well, I in charge, but you take off your boots sometime and you get barefoot and you go down and get to work to deal with these issues, because there are things that cause what happened. And then to see some people try to flip this and say, oh, some people was talking about the bill and the age of civil responsibility bill, and they didn't want the bill, and the bill is to stop the stupidness. You, Senator Gloria Thomas, and you, Mr. Prime Minister, stop the stupidness. Because you both know that there is nothing in that bill that would have stopped what happened there. Let's just get that out of the way and clear right now. There is nothing in that bill that would have stopped what happened over the weekend. If there is, I would like you all show me and the nation what was in that bill that would have stopped what happened on the weekend there. And you know what upsets me in situations like this? While they're playing politics with it, they're telling you don't play politics with it. And that is why the only reason I'm answering them, because it shows the hypocrisy of people like Senator Gloria Thomas. And Senator Gloria Thomas, you're one of the folks in the NDC I actually had a bit of respect for. I don't know if you ever noticed that. You're one of the people in the NDC I, Sheldon, actually had a bit of respect for. The rest of them could go to hell. But you are one of the people that I actually had a bit of respect for. Because if it's one thing, generally, we just get you talking the truth. Not all the time, because we could prove that. But generally, we just get you talking the truth. And the thing is, I realize sometimes you just put your foot in your mouth, ankle and all, because you just say the truth, and then they just tell you, well, how the hell you could go and say that, and you have to pull back. But to try to take the Age of Civil and Legal Responsibility bill and say that all, because people was against that bill, like somehow they're for what happened over the weekend, and that sort of thing is absolute nonsense. You, madam, might want to take the opportunity and speak with your Attorney General. Let me repeat it again. You, madam, because I know let us watch the program, and even if you don't watch it, somebody go cut this and bring it for you. You may want to take the opportunity to speak with your Attorney General. Because in 2021, July of 2021, there was a consultation in the state of Grenada. I wasn't here. I was out of the island at that time as well. But there was a consultation that took place in relation to what? The sex offenders registry and so on. In other words, putting together a registry of the people who have committed sex acts, criminal acts, that people can access online, that people would be able to access and so on. So there was a discussion that was taking place in relation to that, where civil society and others were able to come together to have a discussion on what was being put forward. The Attorney General at the point in time was one Miss Dia Forrester. That was the Attorney General at that point in time. The Minister of Legal Affairs was one, the Honorable Kindra Mathurin Stewart. Yeah, the other minister who spoke at that activity was one person we just call number 10. So she knows about it, because the responsibility for that bill since about 2016 has been on the shoulders of the same person that's sitting in the cabinet with you, who does make the late night calls and to and interrupt them with their husband. It's the same individual that had the responsibility to bring that bill to fruition during the period of the New National Party, together with the legal drafting team. Elections came in 2022. When the draft bill was done, discussions were being done on the bill still, before the bill was put into law. So elections came in 2022, and that bill has been on the table of Claudette Joseph, the Attorney General, since 2022. The same Claudette Joseph who finds the time to go and attack me on national town hall meetings, who find the time to go and lie on my name on national television and radio, who find the time to take police officers and send them to my home. That same Attorney General did not find the time, did not think it important to push forward the sex offenders registry that has been sitting on her table since 2022. So when you all want to talk about things, we could talk about things. You all did not find it important, and this is not laying blame. Let me say it again, this is not laying blame. Let me say it for a third time. This is not laying blame. This is stating facts. You all did not find it important to complete the work that was started by the last administration regarding this. You all found enough time to take 2 people from their job in the Ministry of Finance and put them on me. Me. You all found the time for that? You all found the time to hold press conference in relation to me. But in relation to protecting the people of Grenada, that was not on your agenda. Now, it is politically expedient to come out and cry me a river. It is politically expedient right now for you all to come out and say, yes, we're going to do this, yes, we're going to do that. When things like the sex offenders registry has been sitting on your table from the time that you became minister. What was done in relation to it? Nothing. So don't come now talking about you all tried to put through bill last month that would have deal with this issue. Nonsense. Nonsense. Yeah, don't come here with that. And folks, yeah, just now we're going to open the phone lines just now. We ain't open it yet. We go open the phone lines just now, man. And I'm just trying to get something here. Where is it? Oh boy, don't tell me that's what happened with that one there. Let me see this one. Yeah, and for some reason, I'm not getting my audio. Why am I not getting my audio here? Yeah, folks, and the phone lines are open, eh? 14734407377. I'm trying to get something here, but for some reason, he just refused to play tonight. I don't know what do this thing tonight. He just refused to play. Let me see if something else go play here. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it is a problem with the computer. Okay, no, it's not a problem with the computer. So let me go here and get it properly. But the phone lines are open. 1473-440-7377. Stop. If you all want to play politics with something else, not with this. Our family is grieving. Our family is grieving. Yeah? Now is the opportunity for you all to step forward and do what you all should have been doing from beginning. Apologize and do what you all were supposed to be doing from the beginning. Yeah? We have a caller on. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. From the beginning. Caller, you're live.
Good night.
Hi, good night. You're live, caller. Go right ahead.
Good night.
Yeah, pay attention to
Good night,
the phone.
Brother Scott.
Yeah, pay attention to the phone line. Go ahead, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk about this thing what happened with this young lady.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking about the experience I'm talking with, you know.
Uh-huh.
That man raped my granddaughter 2016. 2016, this man was given a 43 year sentence.
Actually,
in
I
2016.
checked. Hold a second, sir. I read the transcripts of the case and I saw they gave him 14 years. But go ahead. Yeah.
14
yeah.
years.
14 years, because what they did, they put some of it to run concurrently. So it went, for instance, it's like they tell you spending.
They give him 33 years for my granddaughter, 10 years for another person.
Okay.
It was 2. And the judge said because of the nature of the case, he got to make the two term one time.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
But go ahead, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My daughter was going, she was going to TAMCC. She was going down the steps. And he hold her and he drag her in the back there.
By
and
Sajiko.
and
By
then threaten to
Sajiko.
kill her.
Yeah.
And Sajiko. Good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And after the case, my daughter, they tell her, she know that the judge give him 33 years for she count and 10 years for the next person. And there was another person what was supposed to come in, but she said she afraid he go kill her, so she never turn up.
Mm-hmm.
And I could make my daughter call you, my granddaughter call from America and talk to you. So I don't know how they come by these 14 years. I don't know how they come by these 14 years. He's supposed to make.
When I was checking the court documents, I saw them have 14 years. But what I'm understanding now is probably the court documents are probably in relation to one case. Your daughter's case, while mentioned in that, may have been a separate something. And you're saying there was a third one or somebody that didn't come to court.
But this person did not come to court.
Okay.
But the court, the judge said give him to make 33 years for my granddaughter, and 10 years for the other person to do the two sentences one time. So I don't know now where this thing come out. And let me tell you something. This man should never be outside. If he make it time, you can't say nothing.
Well, no, but it's a situation that he has been in jail 19 times before the event with your granddaughter. He's been in jail 19 times.
This man is a notorious criminal raper, you know. It's alleged. I could say alleged because I done the program. That man raped more than kill him.
Well, let's just leave those bits and pieces. We know about that, so let me leave it alone.
Well, I say alleged, but I say alleged.
Yeah.
Because the people are close to. Because his sister got data.
Okay.
And are close to them, to her. You know, and I know a lot of things, but I don't know how this 14 years come about, what the judge do, what the judge didn't do. So if it's that they give him, but I would make my granddaughter call you and she would explain to you. Because she know that he get 33 years for she and 10 years for the next person. Okay. So the judge boy do what they want and they boy do how they feel to put it, and they give him 14 years and so then when she see what happened to the little girl the other day, she cried, she called, she put herself, she done Facebook talking about it, you know.
Well, I've read the transcript. I've read the transcripts of the case and I saw what he did. And he really not supposed to have been outside in the first place.
He's not supposed to be outside. So what I'm saying, this thing about this blame thing and killing people, the people child, he should never be outside. He threatened me granddaughter, he tell her, she begged him not to kill her, you know. And then she tell him she won't go in the court, and as soon as she get away, she run down in the station and they quarrel in the same time. You know, you just imagine, I have a wife sick on her bed, battling with cancer, and somebody can't tell me grandchild get raped in town, and then phone up and down, my sister to run, this one to run up and down. And then she don't get no justice because she don't get justice. She don't get no justice. And everybody trying to talk the thing and you can see the press conference and saying about you and putting in place. That's that puppy show.
Who feels it knows it, my brother?
Call you now, she go explain.
Who feels it knows
I will make a call you.
Yeah. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
One love.
All right.
Have a good night. Bless.
And again, you're hearing it straight from a family member there of one of the victims, who is aware of what took place there. When I did mention, though, I did go over the transcript itself, and I know that at least in relation to that case, this is what the transcript does say. The defendant will receive credit for his guilty pleas, but it will not be the full credit. The credit for plea shall be 25%, and this also takes into consideration the chronology of the matter, the lack of remorse, and the length and colorful antecedent history. The defendant's sentence is as follows. Indictment 0042 of 2016, wounding, that's 3 years imprisonment. Indictment 2016, indictment number 0043, count 1, rape, 11 years and 3 months. Count 2, robbery, 6 years imprisonment. The sentence of indictment 0042 shall be consecutive to the sentence imposed to the indictment on 0043. In other words, the 11 years and the 6 years running together, they're together. So it's not going to be 17 years. It is still 11 years and 3 months because the 6 years is considered to run together with the 11. And then the 3 on top of that, which is where folks came out with the 14 years. The sentences imposed for the counts of indictment 0043 shall be concurrent to each other. No, 0042 and 0043. The 11 and the 3 run together. So that's where the 14 come out. And then the 2 indictments under 43, they are concurrent. So the 11 years and the 6 years, that is with it together. The total sentence to be served is therefore a term of imprisonment of 14 years and 3 months. The time spent on remand, 1 year, 6 months, and 2 days, shall be credited towards the sentence. Now, I would not doubt that there is a belief that he had 33 years and think I'm no lawyer. I would not doubt whatever. I was not at the court. I was not there. I'm just reading from what the court transcript says. And there's a lot of other things I will definitely will not put up on the screen here tonight in relation to the, believe me, it hurt your heart to read some of what is there. So I would not put it up on the screen tonight. But what I would say is this. One of the problems I believe that is there may be into the way, not what the law says, but how the law is applied. In other words, a person who is convicted of rape has a maximum sentence of 33 years, if I remember correctly. It used to be less than that. It was the New National Party that increased the time, during the time of the NNP, that the time was increased. I think it was 14 years or something, and it was increased to 33 years when there was an amendment to the criminal code for that. Now, when the sentence is being applied, there are what is called sentencing guidelines that judges have to follow. That is set up on the OECS level, not the Grenada level, on the OECS level. So generally, once an individual, I'll tell you from what I know, generally once an individual pleads guilty, at the earliest point, not 2 years, 3 years later you plead guilty, but you plead guilty as soon as things happen, they generally get 1/3 of their sentence. So if they have to spend 30 years, they get 20 years, because 10 years off the sentence one time they plead guilty. So it's down to 20. Yeah? And then they look at other mitigating circumstances. Whatever they find, I don't think there are no mitigating circumstances for rape, but whatever they consider to be mitigating circumstances, they reduce the time further for that. Then there's the issue where I think a prison year is considered 9 months or something. And then on top of that, if they behave good in prison, additional time is given off, so the individual is let out earlier. Now, as I stated before, there were consultations in relation to a sex offenders registry and so on for Grenada. It is something that I believe should have been in place by now. There's no excuse. The legwork was done, Ms. Forrester, etc. The work was done. So there's no excuse why we ought not to have that in place right now. So some people should answer some questions and say, why they have enough time to make sure that they come and they decriminalize ganja? They have enough time for that. They have enough time to come behind me. But they haven't had enough time to deal with issues such as this one. Let me just bring it up for you so you all will know what was taking place.
Attorney General Dia Forrester says consultations on the National Sex Offenders Registry have already begun, with the hope of taking a National Sex Offenders Registry bill to Parliament for debate before the end of this year. Forrester explains the objectives of the proposed bill.
Now, the primary objectives of the bill are to deter potential sex offenders from committing registrable offences and afford the public the opportunity to be informed of the presence of sex offenders in their communities and take all necessary precautions to protect vulnerable categories of people. The bill seeks to establish a register of persons who have been convicted of a registrable offence, and the register would be in the control and custody of the Commissioner of Police.
The Ministry of Social Development is tasked with the advancement of these consultations before the bill goes before Parliament. The register will be separated into 2 parts, Forrester explained.
One portion containing the relevant information on the registered sex offenders, and the other portion containing the specific information available to the public. Now, this approach seeks to avoid contravention of the constitutional right of a person to the protection of privacy of his home under Section 1C of the Constitution.
The National Democratic Congress, through its public relations officer, Claudette Joseph, welcomes the move, noting that this part of the...
So you all would realize that the present Attorney General is very aware of this legislation that is laying on her table since 2022. And some of you may ask the question, well, this is from 2021, so why wasn't it put in place by the NNP? But you all must remember, in July of 2021, there was the consultation in relation to this particular issue. And then, you all know what happened in August of 2021. By the time we came around to September, we had a set of people dying from COVID in Grenada. And we had to go back into what? Basically lockdown. And that, in fact, Christmas, all going down to Christmas, we had curfew, all sort of thing in place So for the rest of the year 2021, you couldn't have completed something like this. And then by the time you're looking to open out in 2022, bam, you're into elections. And this has been sitting on the desk of the present Attorney General. But this issue, this making sure that your children are safe, making sure that your children are okay is not a priority of the NDC administration. The person you're watching now is the priority of this administration, not ensuring that you and your children are safe. That is the priority. So let me hear what she had to say back then, because she knew of it and it was sitting on her desk since 2022. So let me hear what she had to say.
Their vision is being reflected. She says the party is willing to offer its support to government in actualizing this vision.
National Democratic Congress would like to take this opportunity to endorse and commend the government on its announcement via the Attorney General yesterday at the post-cabinet briefing that it intends to take to Parliament legislation that will deal with the registration, among other things, of sex offenders in Grenada.
Based on reports, the Special Victims Unit recorded an overall increase in sex crimes during the first 3 months of this year. Statistics reveal an upsurge in adults' sexual involvement with minors under the age of 8 years, noting this as a concern for the department. 64.7% of sexual crimes have been recorded for 2021. The Criminal Code was amended back in 2010 to increase the sentences for rape and other sexually related offenses. Rape moved from a maximum of 15 years to 33 years, but to date, there are no court records of any perpetrator receiving the maximum. Christina John, GBN News.
All right,
lawmakers on Capitol.
No lawmakers on Capitol Hill. We want to hear all you. Yeah. So you all are hearing there. No, there's one mistake I made. The law was amended for rape in 2010. So that would not have been under the NNP. That was under the last NDC. So it was amended in that time. You know, we like to be sure on our information here. Right. So they have no excuse, because the present Attorney General knew what the last Attorney General was doing regarding this particular issue. She knows what was taking place. Yeah? So let's go now to a piece here. Let me hear them here.
Reported cases of sexual offences has been steadily increasing. During the months of January 2020 to July 2021, 38 sexual offences were completed by the court, with 23 convictions and 8 acquittals. In April of this year, 204 reports and cases were brought before the criminal assizes, of which 88 were sexual offence cases. According to Attorney General Dia Forrester, we do have a sex crime issue in Grenada that must be addressed.
We do have a sex crimes issue in Grenada, and we must tackle that issue in a direct manner. So the advent of the National Sex Offenders Registry Bill is one of the measures being used to assist with that process of tackling sex crimes in our country. The bill is aimed at deterring, punishing, and shaming rapists, pedophilias, and those others with a propensity to commit sexual crimes. The bill is also aimed at ensuring members of the public are aware of who are offenders living amongst us, so that members of the public are better able to protect themselves.
The bill forms part of the legislative agenda of the Ministry of Legal Affairs and the Attorney General Chambers for 2021. This bill seeks to deter potential sex offenders from committing registerable offenses and to keep the public informed of the presence of sex offenders in their communities.
A comprehensive register that is accessible only by the Commissioner of Police, and a second register that members of the public may inspect. The intended registers would be in the control and custody of the Commissioner of Police, providing the parameters for the police force to effectively monitor registered sex offenders and facilitate the Commissioner assessing the likelihood of that individual endangering their community and people with whom they interact with frequently.
Minister for Social Development and Housing, Delma Thomas, addressed the issue.
We have a responsibility. The responsibility is not only with the Ministry of Social Development, the SVU and the police force. When you commit sexual offense on children, you are killing them. You are really killing them. You're destroying them for life. They are broken after.
And folks, just in case you all don't remember, this is an individual that's sitting in the cabinet now, that knew of this, that knew of the existence of this, yet nothing has been done on it. They rush with ganja. But no, the sexual offenders registry, just leave that man. There's no political meat to that until something happens. So now is when you go see these individuals coming out to speak in relation to it. They knew about it then. They've done nothing on it since then. It's sitting on the Attorney General's chambers. It's sitting on her desk.
And you can't repair those brokenness. And therefore, we have to look at this crime, as a scourge, as an evil spirit.
Legal Affairs Minister Kendra Maturin Stewart explained that under the bill, registered offenders will be required to report to the police station once every 6 months. Failure to adhere can result to a fine of $10,000 and or 2 years imprisonment. Failure to comply with reporting to the police station every 6 months is a summary offense, punishable by $5,000 or 12 months behind bars. Christina John, GBN News.
Yeah, folks, so they find time for other things, but what they're supposed to find time for, they do not. Yeah, the phone lines are open. 1473-440-7377. You just heard from the grandfather of one of the victims of the young lady from 2016. You've heard from her grandfather. Yeah, we may hear from her if she calls a little later. We may hear from her if she decides to speak. It is a very touchy subject, and I know how that goes. So if she calls, but you know that's a very touchy subject. But folks, all we are saying is this. The legwork has been done. All has to be done now is the implementation. The consultation has taken place. The drafting has taken place. All has to take place now is you just touch it up and you bring it to Parliament for passage. They don't have to wait 4 years, 5 years. They don't have to wait 3 weeks, 3 months. There's no COVID crisis going on with pile of people ending up dying and so on. All of that isn't taking place right now. It is simply a case of focus. But we know their focus is different right now because they're looking to call elections. So we know that they focus. Even today, the Prime Minister talking about him going through the representation of the People's Act. Clear indication that he's checking the act for whatever they're about to do. So you understand that when the time comes for that, we'll discuss that. But our children, I'm a father, our children are in danger. Our sisters are in danger. Our brothers too, you know, because some of these fellas, the men who get raped and go in and report they get raped, you know, because they shame. But don't feel as the woman alone. The men shame. No man ain't going to no police station and say he get raped, you know. So that is a quiet something that can be happening in our communities there right now. And we know of the situation that is taking place with some of these guys coming out without showing any remorse, without showing any improvement. They just behave themselves while they're there, but they have the same mindset and come out and find themselves in the same situation again. It is sad. So tonight, I'm calling directly on the present administration to pull out the sexual offenders registry bill that was has been created by the last administration and the last Attorney General. Tweak whatever you want to tweak in it to make sense. And don't come and try and put the nonsense you've been trying to put in the age of civil and legal responsibility bill. Don't try and take that and put it in the sexual offenders bill now. Yeah? Pull out the bill and implement it. Bring it to Parliament. There's no one sitting in the Parliament of Grenada right now that's going to say they're against the sex offenders registry. In opposition, you all praise the government for taking that move. But since then, what have you all done in relation to it? And don't come and tell me this nonsense about the age of civil responsibility bill where you want to take away the powers of the parents to take care of the children, because with the age of civil responsibility, all that happens is it could have made the situation worse, not better in my view. because a child who was raped by that individual could have gone and seek medical care on their own without the permission of their parents, and then who would have reported that that child was raped? Who would have known that that child was raped to take action and so on? So don't come with that nonsense, Senator Gloria Thomas. Don't come with that nonsense, Mr. Prime Minister. You're talking total gubar. For those of you that understand Hindi. Gubar. Stop that. Yeah? Again, 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you all to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah?
When we came forward with the bill of legal, civil and legal responsibility, this is a step in helping us address gender-based violence as well. This bill is seeking to ensure that children under the age of 16, as the bill says, but I will say under 14, 13, should have the access to go reach out for counseling, to reach out for services, to reach out for medical assistance when they are violated. Many of our homes do not have.
So let's ask the question, can children not receive those services now without the need for that bill taking away the powers of the parents to decide for their children? Can they not receive those services now? And what does that have to do with the tragedy that took place on the weekend?
Who are able to be a parent for their children. This bill was a bill to fill that gap. There was an outcry about taking parents' responsibility. This bill is far from that. The bill was set out to ensure that children who do not have parents who are responsive, they may be there physically, but emotionally they are absent, parents whose children cannot have a conversation with them, these children could seek alternative source of comfort and service. And that is what this bill is about. However, we had many people coming out and kill the bill, kill the bill. But the same people standing up now and say, we're so saddened by gender-based violence and so on. So as a people, we have to be a little more honest with ourselves. And if we are serious about gender-based violence, we shouldn't let politics and political mileage get in the way of our.
Says the person that making those statements. Imagine after just trying to get political mileage off of this issue, you come making a statement like that. Believe me, I'll lose a lot of respect that I had for you today.
Of gender-based violence, and I feel very much emotional about it. Because while as a ministry, we are working to ensure that gender-based violence is addressed, we have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill to promote all sort of confusion and all kind of misinformation to the public. And I had to make that point here this morning in light of what happened.
I ain't feel like you, Sister Glo. I feel like tell you go and say that. I ain't feel like you saying that on your own. I feel that is you that tell you go and say that. So folks, before the call start there, because I see I missed two just now. Before the call start, let me just remind you all of some of the activities that are coming up, and I'd like to congratulate all of you that made it out on Sunday to Grand Mall. No, Sheldon wasn't there. Yeah. Oh, but as soon as I say, well, let me take this call and then I'll get into the promos. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Yeah, Mr. Scott, good night.
Hey, good night, sir. How are you?
Well, not too bad.
Okay, go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah. You know, I feel very, very saddened to hear what happened to this young lady on the 6th of February. And it's so shameful to hear people like the minister, Mrs. Thomas, coming out and say things like what she said. Now, these people here, our people, tend not to understand the criminal justice system, even if they are lawmakers. You can't tell me that a man with such criminal past commits such a heinous crime, and instead of finding ways to talk to the nation and putting us at comfort, you're politicking with something like that. This is a shame. And this alone should tell us that we have elected the wrong set of people into office. Only we had the right set of people in office, things like what's happening now would not have happened, because the order would have been in place, orders would have been in place to take care of those situations. And unknowing to all of us, I'm certainly sure this is going to happen again in the future, because nobody is promising in a detailed way, in a serious way, to address this situation. Because how can one think about reversing such a serious thing and taking it into the act that they're trying to pass in Parliament? This is like apple and oranges. You understand? Now, this child was 22 years old. Now, you're trying to make us believe that she had an affair, or she knew the man, or she had something going on with that man. And this doesn't sound right. The family of this young lady must be busting in their clothes, because it's so sad to hear what our leaders, the people who we're supposed to put trust in, is saying. No apology to the nation, no apology to the family, and you're trying to make us believe things that's not true. Sheldon, we have a lot of work to do in Grenada. Mm-hmm. And it's very sad to know that we have the wrong set of people in the positions that the position they are not supposed to be in. Anyway, let us hope for the best and pray that those things does not happen in the future. As a matter of fact, I think this government has depleted the police force. All the good police officers who was in office, who was in the position to warn the public about people like this, they send them away. So willy-nilly, anybody do what you want. Have a nice night.
Thank you so very much, sir. Yes, indeed, folks. And let me just remind you all, because tomorrow there's a major activity that will be taking place in Telescope at the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School, starting from no later than 6:30 p.m. All right, so the Honorable Emlyn Pear, the parliamentary representative of St. Andrew South East, she definitely will be there, along with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for St. George Northwest, and chairman of the New National Party. Along with him will be Dr. Adrian, why did I nearly say Adrian Thomas? Why did I say Adrian Thomas? Adrian Joseph, AJ. That's the only good AJ, right? Adrian Joseph. Dr. Adrian Joseph, he will be there as well. And Mrs. Nolene Thompson, the caretaker for St. David, she will be there as well. So that's going to be taking place tomorrow, starting at 6:30 out there in Telescope, SAS. All right, so look out for that particular one. All right, and let me just give you all a reminder here.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of stand-up brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Yes, indeed, folks. And also remember our good friends at We Noise. Yeah, they're there as well. So you have to make use of We Noise.
445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand you can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. For more information, contact We Noise TV.
Yes, indeed, folks. So that's We Noise TV. Remember, if you're looking for better than Netflix and them kind of thing, you're getting live TV, you're getting access to movies, you're getting everything. And there's supposed to be a consultation tomorrow. I'm just looking for the information quickly here. Trying to get the information regarding that consultation that has to be taking place tomorrow, and that's going to be taking place at the Cinnamon Hill, and I'm just trying to find it so that I can pull it up to let you all know. Papa, all you need to send some of them things to me directly. Let me just tell all you, send it to me directly because I wouldn't see it otherwise. Nice? All right, nice, yeah. I'm just saying nicely, send it to me now. Yes, so that's going to be taking place at the call. I'm going to have a hold. Yeah, that's taking place tomorrow. And let me just pull it up here for you all to see. That's taking place tomorrow at the Cinnamon Hill Beach Resort, Savi's Beach Cabana. And that starts between 9 to 11 a.m. The speakers will be Mr. Christopher D. Ali Jr., Senator Nolan Cox, and Dr. Adrian Joseph. They will be speaking to local contractors, construction, and infrastructure. Yeah, they will be speaking to those issues. So they're asking all stakeholders, all local contractors, people involved in construction, and so on. They're inviting you to a stakeholders breakfast consultation meeting. That's going to be between 9 and 11 at the Cinnamon Beach Resort, Savi's Beach Cabana, taking place tomorrow. So Dr. Adrian Joseph, together with Christopher D. Ali Jr., and Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox, they're inviting you to that one tomorrow. Let me see if the caller will call back. Call back, yeah. 14734407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's meeting. Folks, we cannot allow this to end up being another situation where we speak on an issue for 3 days or 4 days, and then after that, we just go on silent on it. We cannot allow that to happen. We have a caller online. Go right ahead, caller.
Yes, Sheldon.
Yes, ma'am.
I just called to speak on the behalf of the children. The children. You know?
What, Kami, what? You got to do it in 1 minute, because remember, we gave you 15 minutes just now.
It's a video.
1 minute.
The children. I would like the parents to speak to the children on the evening time. Take the bus, please. I just lead school children. They just come and hang out on the terminal and just sit down and get on. Girls and boys in the school uniform. Your mothers and fathers that is listening to that program, speak to your children to come home. Take buses. Take the bus and go home. I'm telling you what I've seen in my eyes. Go take the buses all hour, leaving them there. in the school uniform. They just come there after 1, 2 o'clock, and they hang out till all after 6 and 7 o'clock. Speak to your girl children. You see what's going on in Grenada. I feel bad for that little nurse. I feel bad. Children, don't say Miss Kami pass, mothers and fathers. Don't say I pass. You all should glad that I am around to run all your children home. Have a good night, Grenada. Fatty, good night. And
All right,
Mr.
Gabby.
Watt, good night.
You have a good one. All right. Yes, indeed, folks. The phone lines are open. Yes, you can call. The phone lines are on it. This is where you were saying the thing there on there.
Dum, dum.
No. That is not it, man. No, look at the.
That you can only find in this part of the world. So it's an amazing song, amazing video.
No, we ain't thinking on that. We want to hear in relation.
So if we don't become competent, meaning good at what we do, if we don't want to work, if we don't want to produce,
we're looking to find where we actually speak on the issue. Let me see if we talk on the issue.
people of them coming back into the community, they repeat offend.
Oh yeah, they repeat offend. All right. So let me see. Let me hear the Prime Minister.
And stiffer penalties for perpetrators. Are there any plans for such law amendments? And really, what is the way forward?
Well, first let me start by extending my personal condolences and empathy to the family. No parent, no brother, no sister, no village, no community should have to experience the horrific feeling of having a young lady so brutally murdered. So I think the starting point is to recognize that I'm sure the family, the community is still in shock, still in pain. We expect that there will be a candlelight vigil tomorrow in the community to show support for the family, and certainly from the Ministry of Social and Community Development, from Senator David Andrew, who's the party's caretaker in the community, from myself, and many others. We will continue to support the family. So I think this is the first thing that I want to say. This is my first public comment on this issue, and I partly because when a family is going through such a terrible incident, it's difficult to even know what to say, because nothing can bring back, obviously, the loved one, and especially when you lose a loved one in this sort of a horrific, terrible tragedy. So, again, I think my thoughts and prayers are with the family. In terms of the initiatives that you've talked about, in a broad sense, the government supports that, and part of our reform efforts, particularly in relation to domestic violence or gender-based violence against particularly women and girls, but there's also a broader gender-based violence issue and violence in general. A lot of the policy and legislative reform that we've been embarking upon, some of which are controversial, are in fact designed to try and address a lot of the challenges we face with violence, whether it's gender-based or whether it's just random violence. And the challenge with stiffer laws is that it's coming too late. If yes, you want stiffer laws, yes, you want the sex offenders registry, yes, you want knowledge of when someone is being released from prison, especially if they have a violent past, for the community to be informed and to be vigilant. But the reality is we need to spend more emphasis on making sure we don't have violent people, that the socialization, that the values that are placed in us at an early enough age allows us to have the tools, the skill set to be able to manage our anger, to be able to ensure that, particularly on the gender-based side of things, that men in particular don't see women as a thing, as an object, or in a purely sexualized manner that leads to a lot of the challenges that we face. So this requires a whole of community, whole of nation, whole of education approach to how we address a lot of the underlying cultural behaviors that, in some instances, tacitly accept violence, right, and violent behavior. And so we have to ensure that we don't just get emotional and have feelings of outrage when something horrific happens, because this is not the first time, and then we go back to doing nothing and living our lives and continue accepting a lot of the cultural behaviors that leads to that. So yes, all of the initiatives that you mentioned will help, but they're all, in a sense, after the fact. Okay. And I think greater emphasis has to be placed on ensuring that we don't get to a point where a young man could spend, if it is true, because I still have not been factually briefed on the alleged perpetrator's background, where if someone spends an extended period of time in prison, and then within a short period of them coming back into the community, they repeat offend, then obviously it means in that sense there's no rehabilitation taking place. And sometimes you have to accept people are beyond rehabilitation, in which case they need to be locked up to protect the public for extended periods of time. And we have to also begin, I think, to recognize that we have to pay more attention to the fact that a large percentage of the crime that is conducted in Grenada is by repeat offenders, which means either the rehabilitation services are not adequate, or you may have to accept the cold reality that you're not going to be able to rehabilitate them. And in those circumstances, then the key thing is to protect the public from them.
Now, imagine the same person speaking there, sitting now since 2022, has been sitting on the law to protect people. They find time for everything else. Things in relation to CBI, he's a CBI agent. They find time to bring that to Parliament. They found time to bring legislation regarding CBI to Parliament. That wasn't a problem finding time to bring that to Parliament, was it? They find time to bring legislation into Parliament to say the water in your barrel in your yard is not yours, it belongs to Nawasa. They find time to bring legislation to say that. They find time to bring legislation so that your children and my children would be able to use the ganja. You understand? When they reach a certain age, they say, but we know that some children ain't waiting until then, they'll be able to use the ganja. And if they are caught with it, then they are treated in a specific way. But the legislation regarding this particular issue, which he's saying is happening after the fact, could have happened before the fact if they had been focused on the right issues when they came in. His Attorney General, as you saw from 2021, is fully aware. His number 10 is fully aware that 2 people sitting in the cabinet, every cabinet meeting, unless they go on one of them long trip, sitting in his cabinet, Claudette Joseph, the Attorney General, and Delma Thomas are both quite aware of the legislation that was put together by the New National Party. Delma Thomas even more so because it was under her ministry. So where's the hold up? Because what should have happened is that when such a person is coming out of prison, although they shouldn't be coming out of prison, but if you're letting somebody who has been involved in that type of activity out of His Majesty's prison, what ought to happen is that the victims should all be informed. They should be notified. Even if they're outside of Grenada, as far as I'm concerned, they should be notified. Find them where they are. Because people easier to find now than they were 20 years ago. Because people on social media, people different ways of finding people now. Yeah? So they could find them, notify them, let them know that this person is coming out. And before the person comes out, there should be a hearing in which the individuals who were affected are allowed to have their say. There's a similar situation in the US where if somebody is going, I'm not sure if it's in all states, but I know some states do have it, if not at the federal level. But when individuals are going to be released, that people are made to make victim impact statements. I believe that's what it's called. Victim impact statements. And they can make statements that say, okay, I was impacted by this, what this person did, and I fear for my life. Because even while they're inside, I've been getting messages from their friend and think that they will deal with me when they come out. Victim impact statements. Yeah? And at least that if you're sending an individual that spent 19 different occasions has been in jail, 19. And many of them, I mean, one of the cases is a woman going 8 o'clock in the morning. This is not things that happen late in the night, you know. One instance with this individual, 8 o'clock in the morning, a lady going to the shop and the man hit her 2-lasher thing behind she head and pull her in the bush. The second one, 3 days later, with the granddaughter of the individual that was calling, they again, after 8 in the morning, going to school. This is not an individual that was doing things dark in the night and hiding in some place dark in the night and do things middle of the day, not even middle of the day, early morning, bright sun. They're coming out and do this thing. And you're telling me that we cannot put simply to take the act, bring it to Parliament now. All the legwork has been done by the last administration. It's there. Take the act, dust it off. You might want to change out 1 or 2 words to say it's yours. Do that. We ain't care. Once what is placed there is suitable and protects the people of Grenada, men as well as women. Because I keep hearing people making this agenda-based thing, and a woman and a woman and a woman and a woman. Men get raped too. Men ain't going and say they get raped. Men ain't going in no police station to say they get raped. But men are raped too. We have to admit it. So we have to protect our men and our women in this country. We have to protect our people on a whole. And instead of having this conversation now, had the direction, had the interests of this government been in the correct direction, they could have already put something like that in place. But no, the direction was otherwise. Yeah? Go and hold a press conference on that now. Yeah, the interest was otherwise. Phone lines are open. 147. Yes, okay, so I missed 2 there. 14734407377. That's 14734407377. You can give us a call. Let me see if I could call back this one. I was trying to call there and I missed the call. Yeah, so 14734407377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Woo! All it make me move my fan so I'm sweating inside here, you know. I do a AC. All you have is sweating inside here like I'm working in a furnace. Yeah, 14734. Nah, I'm not getting that person back. They will call when they're ready. 14734407377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And somebody's asking me to play Sister Glow again. Yeah, I'll play Sister Glow again for you just now, man. All right, let's go to the phone line first. Hello, good night. Hello. Call, I'm not sure what you're doing, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're live.
Hey. Good night, good night.
As song as Tito, man.
Yeah. I was trying to call earlier and the phone was kind of ringing. I just
yeah, well, I was playing a video, so you know when I play in the video, I doesn't generally take the calls. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I normally listen on my phone. So when I some of my quarter fan and I listen back to hear whatever is the topic and what, and I just not finished work. My condition is very, very dirty, but I all them like to call, you know, and just big up my minister, Miss Kate Lewis. Well, you have in my area you have a young child. Well, when telling you Miss Kate Lewis, like, you know, like a minister will look out for the people in she constituency and beyond she constituency, which is the whole of Grenada, Carriacou and Pitty-Matnick. And you have a little child in my community what need attention and what sick and need help, need donation. But I won't call name now, but I will get in all the information and I will try my best. And when I really sit down and I look at it, that my minister just living like she home and like she pack by she mom and walk down and walk through the cocoa and make sure she come, because when she wasn't here for the past time she was overseas. And why she was overseas, because I get information from she where she was looking for like a donation and like a sponsor, and people did come up, and I don't think the child is here now. The child maybe is in Trinidad. So I just called to big up Miss Kate Lewis, you know, all time nice, all time being there. And why she was in my community, she said, you know what, I hear that the other ageable lady up the road, the lady is in the hospital, so she come out from the hospital, so I had to go look for her. So well, I just want people, I just want people to know, and let people who don't know, like who don't know, let it know. You see, Miss Kate Lewis is a very, 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 very nice person. You understand? So one day everybody come out, and do what we have to do possible and make everything right. So we could put back Miss Kate Lewis back in office. She whole members, Miss Emily pay each and every one. And you understand? And the next
Tito,
thing before
you in telescope tomorrow?
Well, no.
No. You had to come across, man. We will go in your place after. You had to come over.
I Carriacou tomorrow and have a doing and want the car to go up in Carriacou tomorrow for carnival. So it will be kind of hectic at me tomorrow, but I will try my best.
All right.
So and again before I go, Mr. Sheldon, in my constituency there is some lovely young ladies passing around in the evening time. They're so trained.
Well, since you're saying that can't be Kamita can't be one of them, since you say lovely, nice ladies.
No, it's nice people.
Kamita can't be one of them then.
No, it's many of them. Is many of them, they pass by me and people like out in front of the shop, taking a to the relaxation, and they were so nice. Remember, and they have some new jerseys which when we're walking in the sun, we cannot feel hot because some kind of netted jersey we make up big and bold, NNP and what. So asking the people in this constituency and beyond, whensoever I see these people and them, we don't come for, we only come like to get the right spelling of the name, your date of birth, we just need a small bit of your time. So asking everybody back that the whole of paradise, you understand, is nice people, Caroline, nice people, Jenny and Simone is really nice people who are passing around to get the information. So asking everybody, because we want to know, make sure when the time is right, everybody, register and everybody's name is well spelling and everything come out the way that God and we want it come out for kids, Skita Lewis and the NNP. So I want to say thank you very much for having me. I'm tired of host, so I'm looking to go and take a little bit. And before you go, I just want 1 minute at a time. Remember tomorrow Wednesday after the NNP rally, every Wednesday Tito does cook out.
You upgrade the thing as rally now? You upgraded? I thought it was a meeting, the man say rally.
So there are some things that get bigger and better. So then it's up and up. So after the function tomorrow, asking each and everybody, because I know certain activity from there who go in that area, like the bus time just pass through, and trust me, the place was real green and nice. So whosoever listening, Wendy, Ziggy, the whole of the NNP crew on Facebook,
we don't want Ziggy in the area. We don't want Ziggy up in the place. All right.
He's a good man, Miss Wendy out foreign, everybody. So I also want to say thanks for having me. I'm Sashel, and thanks for calling back.
No problem, brother. You have a good one.
And all the best. Thanks for Miss Kami. I want to say good night and all the best to you too. Thank you.
Good, brother.
Okay.
Yes, indeed, folks. And just remember, there's two other bits of information I need to give you all as well. So let me just pull this one up again as I talk with him there. Let me remind you all, and I'll tell you all why I'm reminding you all again of this activity that's taking place tomorrow. All right, yeah. So that's NNP Connect. It's starting at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow, and that's going to be at the St. Andrew's Anglican Secondary School, and it's in Telescope St. Andrew, okay? And up to bat, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, political leader and member of Parliament for St. Andrews South East, and on her team will be Mrs. Nolene Thompson, the caretaker for St. David constituency, Dr. Adrian Joseph, caretaker for the St. George Northwest constituency, and the man himself, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, former Prime Minister, chairman of the New National Party. He will be on the team speaking as well. So that is 6:30. Folks, what we will be doing is we will be broadcasting, God's willing, come 6:30, we will be broadcasting via Talking Points. Wait, take note. So we will be broadcasting from 6:30 tomorrow via Talking Points and the other pages. So you can tune in to see the activity NNP Connect out there in Telescope St. Andrew. And according to what time it finishes, if it finishes like by 9 o'clock, and we have the hour so we could do 9 to 10, or it finishes anytime. Once it goes past 9, we will not do a follow-on. But if it goes up to 8:30 or so, we will definitely do a follow-on. So when it's finished, look out for us coming on live right after. But if it takes until after 9, we won't be able to come on. So, and this is an important meeting. All you, tune in. Take what in, all you, tune in. Don't miss that one tomorrow. That's 6:30 p.m. Telescope St. Andrews at the SAS, St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School. All right, so those of you that can make it, make it. Those of you that can shake it, shake it. But don't ever, ever, ever fake it. All right, we're looking forward to seeing you all there. All right, nice, beautiful. Kingsley, I know what I'm saying. Relax yourself. All right, folks, so we look forward to that one tomorrow. Also, I need to give you some urgent public health information. All right. There's a press release out from the Ministry of Health where they have said that there is a concern regarding tuberculosis, TB. Yeah, they have a tuberculosis issue. And you know, if we say that, they doesn't want to say we lying. So, but anyhow, they're saying it now because they can't hide it, right? Yeah, so TB. So the Ministry of Health is currently investigating cases of tuberculosis. Of particular concern is that children are amongst those affected. Grenada typically records 2 or 3 cases of TB each year. Well, it doesn't put that in our thing. However, 3 active cases have already been confirmed so far for the year. Those persons are currently in isolation receiving the necessary treatment. And it goes here to tell you tuberculosis is a chronic bacterial infection that mostly affects the lungs, although it can also involve other parts of the body. TB is spread through respiratory droplets released into the air when an infected person makes forceful respiratory movements like coughing or sneezing. In most instances, prolonged close contact is required for transmission to occur. Yeah? After infection, the bacteria may remain dormant in the body for many years without causing symptoms. This stage is called latent TB infection. Individuals with LTBI are not contagious and cannot spread the bacteria to others. Active TB disease occurs when the immune system becomes weakened, such as from other illnesses or malnutrition, allowing the bacteria to multiply and cause symptoms. People with active TB disease can spread infection to others. So, folks, we have to be careful out there because there are active TB cases, and I don't know, they're doing contact tracing and all of that in relation to the issue, but this release came out today, February 10th, from the Ministry of Health. There's a concern regarding higher than normal numbers of TB, tuberculosis in Grenada. All right, so we have to be on the lookout. We know in case you know you're going into specific areas to utilize your mask, because remember how much people had the cold when COVID was passing around. Outside of COVID itself, you know, realize people wasn't catching because why? You had your mask on and so on. Some people find it uncomfortable. Some people can't wear it. Some people can. If you can, wear your mask. All right? Right. 1-473-440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And let's see if we can get this particular one.
And I hasten to add, when we came forward with the bill of legal, civil and legal responsibility, this is a step in helping us address gender-based violence as well. This bill is seeking to ensure that children under the age of 16, as the bill says, but I will say under 14, 13, should have the access to go reach out for counseling, to reach out for services, to reach out for medical assistance when they are violated. Many of our homes do not have parents who are able to be a parent for their children. This bill was a bill to fill that gap. There was an outcry about taking parents' responsibility. This bill is far from that. The bill was set out to ensure that children who do not have parents who are responsive, they may be there physically, but emotionally they are absent, parents whose children cannot have a conversation with them, these children could seek alternative source of comfort and service. And that is what this bill is about. However, we had many people coming out and kill the bill, kill the bill. But the same people standing up now and say, we're so saddened by gender-based violence and so on. So as a people, we have to be a little more honest with ourselves. And if we are serious about gender-based violence. We shouldn't let politics and political mileage get in the way of our work to stop gender-based violence. And I feel very much emotional about it. Because while as a ministry, we are working to ensure that gender-based violence is addressed, we have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill to promote all sorts of...
Well, at least you're honest enough to say that there are negative parts of the bill, and that's the parts that people are focusing on. Take them out. It's not we say there are negative parts of the bill. I tell her she does be honest when she's talking, and I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Sister Glow, no, not so it does be, man. Come on, you just tell us the real thing.
That gender-based violence is addressed. We have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill is addressed. We have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill. Violence is addressed. We have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill. Violence is addressed. We have persons on the other end trying to look at the negative part of this bill to promote all sort of confusion and all kind of misinformation to the public. And I had to make that point here this morning in light of what happened.
You didn't have to make that point. They tell you go there and make that point. We understand. We understand now. You know, they tell you go and make that point. You didn't have to make that point there tonight. Yeah? They tell you go and make that point. And folks, I don't know why, but I'm hearing some noise coming through. No, it's not coming through there. Just hearing some noise coming through the system, and I don't know exactly where it's coming from. But yeah, let's go to the phone line. So we have a caller. Hello, good night.
Hey, go ahead, brother Sheldon.
Hey, go right ahead.
Yeah. I listen to Sister Glue. I think some people on the other side speaking about the negative part of the bill. What she wants us to speak about is the negative part of the bill. Some part of the bill is good, the positive part. You don't speak about the positive, you have to speak about the negative things. Right? And what if you speak about negative things? It doesn't matter if you criticize the whole bill. The thing that is negative, that's what the people are criticizing. Right? And she confessed that the people on the other side were criticizing the negative part. Right? And that's why we're asking the thing that you are negatively, they get rid of it, the good part, leave, what is good, you leave it, and try to strengthen the bill. Right? And Brother Sheldon, I want to say again, sorry God, we have a wonderful day at Grandma, an excellent day. You know, among the people was there. It was it was a rally. Election call and people come out to that rally. It was good. I want to say, Brother Adrian, the people of St. John Northwest behind you on 100%. And Adrian, all the way, come in the date when the election call. NMP, all the way in St. John Northwest. As for the time 1984 election return, after the Confederation, NMP never lost. And that we continue to do, we continue to happen under Adrian, the Church of Adrian in St. John Northwest. We support you, a young man with a good ambition, a young man, a businessman that see people. You don't see yourself, and you are not naked, you're properly clothed. Not at those on the other side, as the Commissioner was saying in reality, Sheldon. When you go and vote for people that are naked, they will feed themselves first before they feed you. But this group of politicians there right now, they don't want to stop feed themselves and reach out to help the people. More they see, more they want. And the coming election, right now there's a campaigning. I wonder what they're going to tell people. What they're going to tell people, vote for me, I will help you. Well, I call up for the people of the Carriacou, the people of St. John Northwest, don't be full. When they come around, so you listen to what they're saying, or tell them you have someone that represents you. Someone in Northwest, and we're looking for people that will help us better our living condition. So, Brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. Yeah, I'm trying to trace down a noise I hear in here, and I don't know where that noise is coming from. You all know you all know that under a Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell administration, what you would have been hearing right now. By now, so you'd have heard this song.
The following is an address to the nation by Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
You know that's what you would have been hearing under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell administration. That's what you would have been hearing at times like these. But we haven't, how much national address will you ever hear Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell make? Yeah? All kind of things happen in we country. Crime-wise, all kind of, how much national address you ever see him come and make? Might have a press conference and come and say one or two. How much national address you ever see this individual come? And it's like he holds the Grenadian people in a certain level of contempt. Like, I don't need to speak to them. When I feel to speak to them, I speak to them. Let them eat cake. Like, that is the behavior, you understand? It's like I don't need to talk to them. When I feel I want to talk to them, I will talk to them. Not when they want to hear from me. Yeah? So every little avenue except speak to the people. But you all know that song that you hear a while ago. Every Grenadian over a certain age knows what that song means. National address, 8 p.m. Yeah? 8 p.m. with 1 p.m. Yeah? You knew that was what would have been happening at a time like this. But no, they didn't even speak on it. You know Dr. Mitchell would have done pass and see the family and all kind of thing already. Long. Done pass and see and talk and handle whatever had to be handled and so on. Call the commissioner of police in. He would not be brave enough as Minister of National Security to say you have not yet been briefed. In other words, you really care about the situation and only really listen to what the Prime Minister was saying in that piece I played with him. He said he's unaware of different aspects of what took place because he has not yet been briefed on it, you know. My goodness. That's your Minister of National Security. You should fire the Minister of National Security. A situation like this, your country is in uproar in relation to it, and you have not been briefed yet. And I ain't blaming the Commissioner of Police because I know for a fact that the present Commissioner of Police know what to do. I have confidence in him. I know that Mr. Connaught knows what to do. And he would have tried to brief her, you'd at least brief one thing. I know for a fact that is what he would have do. But if you ain't interested in knowing, or you ain't interested in finding out what's going on, what they're interested in doing is trying to tap the phones of the people who are in the new National Party to hear what conversations they're having. What they're interested in doing is trying to hack the devices of the people who are in the new National Party to see what emails they're getting, to see who they're talking to on social media, and that sort of thing. They have a whole team doing that. That's what they're interested in doing. Hacking computers, hacking phones, listening on conversations, sending special branch to follow people all over the place. That's what they're interested in doing. But trying to find out, with such an activity taking place on since the weekend, today is Tuesday, and you as Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, brave enough to come to the Grenadian people and say, you have not yet been fully briefed and really, Mister, listen, if you don't want to work, just go in, because we go take it from you. St. David people, you all have a responsibility to the rest of us here in Grenada to save us. You have a responsibility to protect your country. And as such, you have a lady there by the name of Mrs. Nolene Thompson, and she needs your support. Because you have to show the individuals that such a thing that could happen, that's happened there, and will come to you and say, well, me ain't get brief on it yet, so I hear a thing, but me ain't get brief on it. You telling me, how hard is it to pick up the phone? Pick up the phone. Call the Commissioner of Police and say, I want a briefing on this issue. How hard is that? How hard is it to pick up the phone and just take a few minutes and call the commission. You don't even have to go and see him. He don't even have to come and see you because he can't make it on top of the hill up there. He might be busy otherwise, actually doing his work. How hard it is to pick up the phone and call the commission and say, I want a briefing in relation to this. You're the Minister of National Security, but then never come see because you don't know what to do. So me am blaming the police. The police doing their job. I see some people blaming the police and not blaming the police. The police catching people, they bring them to court. There's a sentencing structure, the police present the evidence, and the person is whatever take place, and then at the end of the day, whoever applies the law within certain elements that is set by the OECS in relation to sentencing and guidelines. So that is set. So you have that taking place. Yeah? So you can't blame the police. When the police do their job, they arrest the person. They bring the evidence. If they do not arrest the person, if they do not do their job and go out, you make a complaint and they don't arrest, they don't detain and so on, that is another case. And if that is taking place, it has to be raised. We have to talk about that. If we have a situation that people are making complaints or that complaints were made in relation to that individual and the police didn't act on it, that needs to be brought up too, you know. If that happened, it needs to be brought up. But I see some people blasting the police and so sit down and think a while. The reason that the guy was in jail is because the police fined him. Grenada police are some of the best in the Caribbean. And no, they have their moments because right now, as far as I'm concerned, because our family is speaking about a particular issue now, that this is not the first murder for the year. Yeah? There is a situation with a murder that took place, according to the family, it's a murder that took place in Lansopine. And they are asking that the Royal Grenada Police Force, I'm just looking for something here quickly, the Royal Grenada Police Force, let them know what is happening in relation to that issue. Yeah? We heard of the issue of former Senator Nealon Franklin. And if you think we're going to forget it, if you think we're going to leave it alone, we're not going to forget it. Never. I will never leave it alone. Yeah? So we need to know what is going on with those situations. Yeah, so we have the situation where a family is saying here that, let me just pull it up here. Nice, yeah, let me see, I think that's it.
Increasingly frustrated over the lack of arrest and the slow pace of the police investigation. More in this report.
Frederick's lifeless body was discovered on Monday, January 2nd, 2026, under circumstances relatives describe as violent. The home appeared ransacked, and there were visible injuries on his body, leading family members to suspect foul play. Despite apparent signs of homicide, police have not publicly indicated whether anyone has been questioned or arrested in connection with the case.
We speak, and he's very close to us, and we speak to him and his mother so many times per day. But on the 2nd of January, they spoke. He and his girlfriend spoke until roughly 10 or 11 that night. Yeah. Saturday morning, we tried to contact him because I usually phone bright and early, his mother. We could not get in touch with him. I think she even emailed him the same night, the Friday night, but he didn't respond. So we got a bit worried. All Saturday, no response from him, no response. That was January the 3rd, yeah. So we asked someone to check the hospitals, institutions to see whether he's been admitted there or accident or whatever. It was all clear. So we asked them to check the house to see if his vehicle is there. The vehicle was there. So on the Sunday morning, we asked a friend to go to the house, get a ladder to get over the wall, and go around the house and see whether they could find him. Okay. The person went around the house, around the back door was open, and they found him, dead, basically in a pool of blood. Lying there. And the place was, you say ramsack here, but what's the word? It was vandalized. Totally vandalized.
According to the family member who chose to remain anonymous, the family engaged a professional pathologist from Trinidad and Tobago and a crime scene investigator. Based on their findings, they believe that Frederick's death was a homicide. Frederick was discovered after repeated attempts to contact him by phone failed, prompting someone to check on him at his home.
We had to arrange our own autopsy before we leave London. So we arranged our own autopsy, and we've got the autopsy report, which we got on this, I don't know, the 6th or the 16th of January. We also instructed, that was a pathologist. We also instructed a crime scene investigator, which we've got their report as well. The police got all of that at our expense. Okay. We really don't know what's going on with the police because they agreed, because Professor Daisley from Trinidad we appointed, and the police say, well, they won't carry out their own autopsy because they know Professor Daisley and they'll accept his findings. But what they're saying is a suspicious death. Is it suspicious? It is suspicious, but I don't know what they're doing about it. They say they're doing investigation behind the scene, but I'm not too sure if they're following up all the necessary leads. Maybe they are. I'm not too sure what they're doing.
Police investigations into the case continue. Maxine Entwine for MTV News.
So, folks, that is a situation that occurred at the beginning of this year. And as such, the family isn't hearing any information they would like to know, because there are certain investigations we want to know what's going on. We want to know what's going on with John T's murder case. We want to know what is going on with the investigation, or is any action taking place, or if they're just forgetting the situation with former Senator Nealon Franklin. And now, there's another case here. The family made sure that they got the independent pathologist who has classified this as a homicide. So what is the Royal Grenada Police Force going to be doing in relation to that, Mr. Commissioner? I have a lot of trust in you, Mr. Commissioner. A lot of trust in you. Mr. Commissioner, let us, the public, know what is going on with these three matters. Yeah? We know that in the case of John T, someone was detained and so on, and next thing I hear all kind of story. I hear the person fly out, come back, all kind of thing, all kind of stories. I don't know if it's true, if it's not true. I hear all kind of thing. So where is that at? You may not be able to tell us, the Attorney General Chambers may have to tell us, but tell us. Then we have the situation that exists with Senator Nealon Franklin and what took place with him. And we also have the situation now with Mr. Andrew Frederick. People need answers. We're not sweeping nothing under no carpet. We want answers. Yeah? Or is there a reason that in relation to those three cases that we're not getting answers? Is there a reason we're not getting answers in relation to them? Let us even know that. If there's a reason, just let us know. Yeah, because the families are grieving and they deserve answers. All right? Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Remember, tomorrow at 6:30, Talking Points will be going live with that event out there in Telescope St. Andrew. That starts at 6:30. So we're going to be going live with that one. And then at the end of it, as we said, if they're completed before 9, we will be going live. If they come later than 9, no, we won't be coming on. But if they are live, if they complete before 9 o'clock, we will do the 1 hour between 9 and 10, probably 9 until about 10:30. We try to do. So looking forward to that one, folks. Remember to tune in from 6:30 tomorrow for Talking Points so that you can get that activity. And as again, whatever you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. Hope that you all are having a wonderful remainder of the night tonight. Yes, we know 10 o'clock gone, and some people have to go and rest and them kind of thing. So we going. All right, Giza, hope you had a good night tonight, brother. I am out.